Well, finally, after, was it a month since worst Nickelodeon shows, we're finally onto the Disney stuff. Disney Channel, and also Toon Disney and Disney XD. Now, I want to make this very clear right now. If a show is on just one of these lists, it won't be on any of the other lists. What do I mean by that? Well, if I put a show on, say, the best Disney Channel shows, I'm not going to put it on the best Disney XD shows. Because, well, I want to make, things fair and have each channel stand on its own. On its, good shows and its shit shows. Yeah, because, well, Disney Channel and Toon Disney and even Disney XD have a tendency to, share shows among each other. And for both lists, if it debuted first on Disney Channel, or, well, was a prominent show on Disney Channel, or started on Disney Channel before being moved to Toon Disney or Disney XD, it is going to be on the Disney Channel list. Okay? Okay. So, yeah, with that complicated stuff out of the way, let's get started. Oh, Mad Libs. This was a neat game show, and yeah, it is basically based off of the books Mad Libs, where, you fill in the plural noun with a verb and whatnot. This show was fun, quite frankly. It consisted of 4 rounds, and the winning team went to a bonus round. It was, what you would do with Mad Libs. And just, I don't know. No, Mad Libs are fun. The game show was fun. Quite frankly, there's not really much to say about a game show, I guess. So, yeah, Mad Libs, great show. Alright, That's So Raven. And, yeah, this is one of the few live action shows that are going to be on this list. Spoilers. And it's, in my opinion, perhaps the last good Disney Channel live action comedy. In my personal opinion. So, what's the story about? Well, it's about this girl named Raven. She is a psychic, which means she can predict the future, and, well, that's what the episodes are usually, centered around, and, she's got her friends, Eddie and Chelsea, and then she has her little brother, Corey, and then her 2 parents. Her dad is a chef, and, I can't even remember what the mom did, but she did stuff. Let's just say that. And, well, they would, they would have, get into different situations, and, well, it would be handled the silliest way. The show is kind of, sort of like, it kind of had that Drake and Josh feel, although it was before Drake and Josh, but it was still funny. It was just a great show, and they don't make comedies like this anymore. Ah, yes, finally, something animated. The Proud Family. It was a great show. What can I say? First thing I gotta say right off the bat, apparently it was first pitched to Nickelodeon and piloted on Nickelodeon, but then Disney Channel picked it up. Kinda sounds like a bunch of other shows that Nickelodeon has turned down, but that's besides the point. So, what is this show about? This show is about a girl named Penny, Penny Proud to be exact, and, well, stuff she does with her family and her friends. Her dad, Oscar, who is pretty much a bit of a fucking loser and makes snacks that taste like shit, called Proud Snacks. The FDA does not approve them. Would you eat that shit? No. No. Then there's Trudy. And then there's Sugar Mama, who, yeah, she's their grandma. And then there's little babies, BB and Cece. And that's the family. It's like, typical animated stuff, like, some adventures, situations, whatever. And then there's also, Penny's friends, Dejanay, Zoe, we La Sing. I don't know how to pronounce one of their names. There's also Sticky, who is voiced by Eddie or Orlando Brown from That's So Raven. What do you know? And a bunch of other characters. I think it was a great show. Although, and there were also this like group of bullies called the Gross Sisters who were blue for some reason. I always thought everyone else has a real life skin color. Why are they blue? Oh yeah, there's also Pappy, who is Sugar Mama's love interest and only speaks Spanish and laughs like the Joker. He just does. But yeah, the show even was so good, it got a movie, and I did like the movie. It's funny, it's entertaining, and well, it's just great all around, quite frankly. Bonkers. This show was apparently a spinoff from a show called Raw Tunage, which I've never seen. Maybe I should check it out. I don't know, but Bonkers. It's about this bobcat named Bonkers. And well, he was once a, famous cartoon character. And well, he got fired. And now he's a police officer and, well, goes around, solving crimes, doing detective work with his partner Lucky, although later it was this chick named Miranda. And, well, it's a fun cartoon. The cartoon is bonkers, actually. It goes by, like cartoons from the 20s, where there's not really anything established. I mean, it's a very cartoony world. And, well, it works better than a certain Nicktoon that has two retards that abuse cartoon logic. You probably know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I mean, like, random objects come to life. There's, like, explosives, eyes popping out. Oh my god! And that cartoon thing. It's just fun. It's bonkers. That's what it is. If there was one way to describe this show, it's underrated. I mean, there's so much hate for this, and quite frankly, I don't understand why. I mean, well, let's take a look at it. Buzz on Maggie. It's about this fly girl named Maggie, and she lives with her family, and, well, the town they live in is a dump, and, well, a bunch of, garbage objects are used for, other crap, and, microscopic organisms are used as pets, but, I think it's kind of funny. And there's also, her brothers, Aldrin and Pubert, and the baby sister, Bella, and, there's also their mom and dad, and Maggie, she's strange, and she likes it. Yeah, that's the part of the theme song. And yeah, she's, trying to, become a rock star without, alienating her parents because, well, typical parents. But, the humor and the characters do make up for it, quite frankly. I don't get all the hate for this. I thought it was pretty good. It only lasted a season, though, which kind of sad, because, well, maybe they would have improved it a little bit. Based off of the movie, and also, is a spin-off from Stitch the movie. Actually, Stitch the movie was kind of like the pilot for this episode, so to speak. It's, it has Lilo and Stitch, and Jumba, and Pleakley. And, well, if you've seen Stitch the movie, then you know how the show plays out. Basically, Jumba had, a bunch of other experiments, since Stitch is, experiment 626, he had all the other 625 experiments, and, well, each week, and here's how they're activated. They're like the experiment, they start out as, like, tiny little marbles with, their numbers on them, like 625, and, well, and they are activated by falling in water. And that happens every week, and each week they try to, well, get the experiment that's gone, rogue, doing a bunch of crap, basically, make it turn good, blah, 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 blah. It's entertaining, and the different experiments that, that they have to battle are interesting. The humor is nice, and, well, Lilo and Stitch are awesome characters. I do like Lilo and Stitch. And, well, the main villain of the show is Captain Gantu, from the movies, and Experiment 625, who Gantu captured in Stitch the movie. And 625 is a bit of a retard, but what are you gonna... It seems that almost every supervillain, or not supervillain, but villain needs some idiot sidekick. I mean, some have them, others don't. This one has one. So yeah, quite frankly, I liked the show. It was neat. It only lasted 2 seasons. I can't even remember if they got all of the experiments, but, hey, still a great show. No, not Jake Long, the football player. This Jake Long is someone else completely. So, American Dragon Jake Long. This was a really neat show, although I will say this, the second season, I don't really like the redesigns of that. Just a personal thing. That's the biggest knock I have against the show. But other than that, what's it about? Well, it's about this kid named Jake Long, and well, he can turn into a dragon, and he defends New York. Basically, I mean, you could say it's a bit of a Ninja Turtles ripoff. I mean, his grandpa, you could say, is Splinter, and Jake is all the turtles. I mean, he is a teenager, and he does teenage crap. And he's got friends. He's got Foo Dog, who's voiced by John DiMaggio. And I like John DiMaggio. And then there's friends Spud. No, not that stupid scarecrow from Bob the Builder. And Trixie. Oh yeah, and also his little sister can turn into a dragon too, but that's explored more in the second season. And, well, there's, of course, this show's villain, the Huntsman, who is kind of like the Shredder. I mean, he's always masked. And, well, he's got his assistant, the Hunts girl, who, spoilers, is this girl named Rose, who Jake has a crush on. Rose Killdragonosa. Yes, and let me say that slowly in case you... Killdragonosa. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, that's kind of stupid, but whatever. And, well, Jake's gotta defend New York against all this magical crap, and he's got a teacher that's kind of like Mr. Crocker from Fairly Odd Parents, but not cartoony and over the top like Mr. Crocker. I can't even remember his name because, quite frankly, I don't really give a shit. But overall, the show is nice and entertaining. It's silly, and it does borrow things from other shows, but it still tries to be original, unlike a bunch of other shows I can think of off the top of my head, but I won't name because if you've seen my other lists, you probably know about them already. Yeah. This is another show that's a little underrated. So what's this show about? Well, it's about these two orphans named Todd and Riley, and, well, they were in an orphanage and their lives sucked. Then they found this ad called Fleamco in it, and if you call, they'll replace shit for you. And well, they get, because of it, they get, a dad that's pretty much Evel Knievel, and a spy mother who would probably do great in a James Bond movie. Though that would include getting killed, but anyway, that's besides the point. And the episodes of, revolve around, them making some sort of replacement. Like, either, some just sucks and they want to replace with some good. Usually that's it. Todd is a bit of an asshole. I mean, he does things for selfish reasons, while Riley just tries to, do it, replaces people that are actual assholes and makes sure that Todd doesn't fuck up, which he does. And, well, the lessons are usually, stuff is usually meant to be, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's not bad, quite frankly. It's entertaining, it's got good laughs, and characters are alright. Todd is a bit of an asshole. Their parents, there's not really much to them. Oh, and they've got a talking British car named Carter, or Car for short, and, it's okay. This one wasn't bad, quite frankly. Darkwing Duck. Now, this is usually a favorite among many people, and it's a favorite of mine as well. What can I say about this show? It's great. It was spun off from DuckTales, and it is a great spin-off. Now, what's it about? Well, it's about this guy named Drake Millard, or, well, how he's known, Darkwing Duck. He's also got his sidekick, Launchpad McQuack from DuckTales, and his daughter, Goslin. The reason he's a superhero is because, well, he was one of those dorks in high school who, well, wanted to become a superhero, and hey, he did. Darkwing Duck. And basically, each episode is him having to defeat a villain, and there's a lot of reoccurring characters, like, there's this organization that he sometimes does stuff for named Shush, which is like S.H.I.E.L.D. And there's other organizations that are out to get him, like, Fowl and the Fearsome Five, which, Fearsome Five sounds like Sinister Six from Spider-Man. Fowl, maybe Legion of Doom, I don't know. But yeah, it's superhero show with comedy mixed into it, although there's more emphasis on comedy, and the comedy works. It is very funny. Unlike another comedy-driven superhero show that's on right now that shall not be named, otherwise, this video might be longer because that'll be a 20-minute rant on that topic alone. But, anyway, Darkwing Duck, it's funny. The action is great, the animation is spectacular, and just awesome Darkwing Duck. I'd like to see maybe a reboot of this, or, well, who knows, maybe, actually, I'd skip the reboot, because those usually suck, but have some successes, but, how about a Darkwing Duck movie? Please? Although, that would have to come after DuckTales, wouldn't it? But yeah, Darkwing Duck, it's great, just go out and watch it. Go buy the DVDs for it. Watch this show. I loved this show when I was a kid, and I still like it. So, Phil of the future, what's it about? Well, Phil's family, the Diffees, that consisted of his mom, his dad, him, and his evil sister, Pim. I mean, she is kind of evil. Kind of like Megan from Drake and Josh, kind of. I don't know. But yeah, they were on a time-traveling vacation, but then the time machine got, stuck in the present day, that being 2004. Yeesh, this was 10 years ago. Jesus Christ. I feel really old right now. And, well, in the meantime, while their dad is, trying to fix the time machine, which throughout the show is disguised as an RV. The Diffies, they take on, their, kind of secret identity, so no one knows that they're from a different timeline. So, yeah. They, Phil and Pim go to regular school, and, they cover up future gadgets, although Phil does show this one girl named Keely, who becomes his best friend. And, well, she understands, and she's really the only one who knows that they're from the future. And there's also, they brought this caveman from, times of caveman, whatever, that they named Curtis, and, well, he's kind of funny. I mean, he is the comic relief of the show. And then there's Vice Principal Hackett, who kind of like Mr. Crocker, except not cartoony or over the top, or even cartoony. And he does have a suspicion that, well, the Diffies aren't who they say they are, but he's not sure what. And, he is, tries to sometimes snoops around their house, figure out what they're doing. The characters are really cool. Phil's a nice guy. Keely, hot. Pim, evil. And the mom and dad, your typical parents. I like how they do use, future gadgets, at some points. And every episode isn't one of those fish out of water scenarios where they try to adapt to our time. And also the humor is greatly written, unlike, another show that's basically someone from somewhere else in this world. So yeah, Phil the Future, great. So yeah, stay tuned for part 2, where we'll look at numbers 10 to 1. See you then.